Hi, East Texas. Welcome to the weekend, and it is looking like a very nice weekend. Maybe a 20% chance of rain Saturday, but I think for the most part, sun, cloud mix, temperatures up to around 89. We'll get off to a fairly sunny start on Saturday and watch the clouds mix in by the afternoon. Also, somewhat of a warmer start with temperatures in the lower 70s, but again, that daytime high gets closer to 90 degrees. Sunday, we might dip to around 67 as some slightly drier air drops in Sunday morning, but with that sunshine and more sunshine, we should see highs making it back up to 90 degrees. Let's talk about the upper level wind pattern here as we head through the afternoon. Have a little area of low pressure right there near Hudson Bay, area of high pressure to the south. Cold front starts to drop up. It hooks up with that low pressure area there, but this high pressure system defeats that cold front and it never really pushes in to East Texas. So we stay underneath the upper level ridge. What does that mean for us? It means warming temperatures as we head through next week. There is that little area right there underneath that ridge of perhaps some low pressure. So Wednesday, we might be able to catch a shower. Meantime, we have a fairly significant low dropping into the California coastline. Typically, when we see that, we get into fall, start to look toward winter. We start to look at more instability in the atmosphere, a little more energy in the atmosphere. So we will see where that goes. Maybe in about 8, 9, 10 days from now, it'll start to bring some rain and or thunderstorm chances to the central and southern plains. But for the most part, over the next 7 days, the only chance of rain we're seeing is next Wednesday, and it's not a great chance of rain. The other big story will be the increasing warmth as we warm back into the 90s, and you'll see that here reflected on our 10-day temp trend in East Texas. So I think we're in the upper 80s Saturday, low 90s Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, back to the mid-90s. The average high now this time of the year is around 89, so a little bit above average. Then we kind of level off there Wednesday through Friday with highs right around 90 degrees, heading into that final weekend of September already. Can you believe that? Highs are going to be right around average, if not a little bit below average. All right, rainfall reports. Again, we are keeping count now from September 1st because meteorologically speaking, or climatologically speaking, really kind of the way the weather patterns act between September 1st and the end of November, that's when we start to see some more fall-like weather patterns. So that's why we are going to keep a track of the rainfall since September 1st till the end of November. Tyler, in the last couple of days, has picked up about an inch and almost all of this in the last couple of days. Longview has 3/4 of an inch since September 1st. Lufkin had some pretty nice, generous rains in the last, say, 15 days here. And because of that, they are running a surplus in the gauge since September 1st of about 3/4 of an inch, almost catching up to their yearly deficit, which right now sits at about 9/10 of an inch. Tyler has a long way to go for the year, 7 inches below average. Hey, if you didn't see this, we're sharing this with you here on CBS 19 Plus. The current drought index, of course, this is last week. We compare that to this week. The only difference may be an expansion of the severe drought into parts of Hopkins County that wasn't there last week and now covering all of Wood County, and it wasn't there last week. That's really the only difference. All right, let's talk about the winds for Saturday. Easterly winds sustained at 5 to 7 miles an hour, gusting at times up to 12 miles an hour. Why do I bring that up? Because when we have winds, we start to dry the soil out a little bit. We have an increased fire danger. So the fire danger for Saturday is moderate. That's one of the lower ones we've seen here recently, but still, I'd say elevated over low. So we have to be careful. Of course, there are burn bans in every county in East Texas except for Camp and Titus County. So only 2 counties not under a burn ban. All right, rainfall outlook next 7 days. These are the contours. This is the legend. Look at the rain out toward Dallas. 1 to 1 1/4 inches of rainfall here in East Texas. Most of this is going to be now next Wednesday and Thursday. It's 1/4 of an inch, maybe 1/10 of an inch. So just not a lot of rain unless you go farther west, and then you start to see some better rain chances. All right, here's future skycast. Starting off Saturday morning, there are some showers and thunderstorms. San Angelo to Abilene. Corpus Christi is also sort of a stormy location. East Texas, a few clouds. Showers and thunderstorms clear off everywhere across the state by Saturday afternoon. Little boundary here trying to work its way into East Texas. That's what the reason that we'll have that slightly drier air here on Sunday. Then Sunday afternoon, all that sunshine, temperatures rebounding back to around 90 degrees. A couple of little waves coming out of New Mexico into West Texas, but they are fairly weakened in that westerly flow, and that is about all we're looking at through Monday. So not a lot. All right, high temperatures for tomorrow. Again, beautiful Saturday. Morning sunshine, afternoon clouds. We'll see a high temperature in Mount Pleasant around 88 degrees, Pittsburgh around 88 degrees, Linden around 88 degrees, and Sulphur Springs around 87. In our central counties, pretty much the same. You have that east to northeast wind, 5 to 7 miles an hour, gusting up to 10 or 12 miles an hour. This is Carthage, high 89 there. Henderson, 90. Jacksonville and Palestine around 87 with a mix of sun and clouds. Coming closer to Interstate 20, Canton around 86. Mineola and Gilmer, upper 80s. Tyler and Longview right close to 90 degrees with a few clouds, maybe a sprinkle or a very early or just isolated shower. That would be about it. Groveton hitting 90 degrees on Saturday. Crockett 89 for Saturday. Lufkin, Nacogdoches, Center, Hemphill, upper 80s with that mix of sun and clouds. Also an east to northeast wind over deep East Texas. So really nice day all across the board. Our tropical trends, we are right now seeing the peak of hurricane season. It was technically on the 10th. This is the 15th, 16th day of the month. So it kind of stays right about there in terms of tropical storms, and then it begins to drop. Noticeable drop between now and October 1st, a little re-peak by October 20th, and then a slight descent all the way down to the end of hurricane season on November 30th. The season, of course, started on June 1st, but it took until August, really the last 2 to 3 weeks, to really start to ramp up. We've seen numerous storms since then. Margot was our latest storm. Lee was a Category 5 storm at one time. Next one up would be Nigel. We'll wait and see when we could get that one. Then we'd still have Ophelia, Felipe, Rena, Sean, Tammy, Vince, and Whitney. I'm not sure we'll get much past. We still have some time, so we may get all the way up to the R's. We shall wait and see. All right. Here's your Bayless Gun White Texas Spine Joint Hospital 10-day forecast. Partly cloudy Saturday, 20% chance of rain. East to northeast winds 5 to 7 miles an hour and a high temperature around 89 degrees. Sunday up to 90 degrees after a morning low of 67. 92 on Monday, mostly sunny skies. Tuesday, mostly sunny after a pleasant morning with lows in the upper 60s. We will warm to 94. That'll be our hottest day over the next 10. And then Wednesday, afternoon thunderstorms are possible with clouds increasing. The high temperature Wednesday, 89. We'll have plenty of clouds on Thursday, some scattered showers. So a 30% chance of rain. And then we start to see the ridge come back up with highs in the 90s Friday and Saturday and staying close to average next Sunday and Monday. Thanks for watching CBS 19 Plus. Have a great weekend.